Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. My name is Ashley and welcome to my YouTube channel. Before I start today's video, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who watched my first video. If you liked it, if you left a positive comment, if you went and followed me on Instagram, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that it's taken me so long to make another video. But I guess I could give you a little life update before we actually begin. But just a few days after I posted that first video, I got married. So I was living in Arkansas, I grew up in Arkansas, but I just got married and I moved to Canada. So the move and everything has been keeping me busy. So I'm happy to be back. And hopefully I will be able to be more consistent with making videos if you guys like them. And if you left a comment and a question in that last video, eventually I'll do a Q&A, and maybe as time goes on I'll answer some of those questions in other videos as well. But today I wanted to talk about the struggles that reverts might have. As a revert myself, life of course is different than it was before. So one of the things, and these are in no particular order, but one of the things is just getting the knowledge of Islam and knowing what the truth is. So sometimes people ask me, hey, what do you suggest for someone who's learning about Islam, whether it's to convert or not? You know, they ask about books and YouTube videos, things like that. And honestly, whenever I was learning, I would ask people typically in person, or like I might text a friend that I knew who was Muslim, and I always asked at least 3 people because I wanted to see, you know, if the answers were consistent and maybe just how they varied, things like that. Another one is relationships, whether it be with family or trying to find a spouse. When I first converted, I was super worried because sometimes, as I've heard, people might take advantage of someone who's reverting back to Islam or converting because we might not know all the things there are to know about the religion. We're still learning, and some people take advantage of that and tell converts something that's more cultural maybe rather than religious. So that was something that I was worried about. Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me with a wonderful husband. But other relationships might include friends and family. Friends might not understand why someone converted. You might look different, especially if you're a woman and you wear the hijab. And then, you know, for me, telling my parents and my grandparents was difficult for me. I was worried about how they would respond. Alhamdulillah, I was very lucky that they were as accepting as they were, and that has only grown so far. So alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed. So another thing kind of relating to those relationships is holidays. So before I was Muslim, I was Christian, so I did celebrate Christmas, and I celebrated just about every American holiday I can think of. And so I converted in the summer. So coming up that Christmas, I didn't put up my tree like I usually do, and that was definitely different. I still went and had like a lunch or dinner with my family, and they understood that I wasn't technically celebrating Christmas anymore, but I was there for them. And I think that's important because relationships can get strained when you convert, especially if you're the only one in your family. So you want to still be there for your family. And I think there's kind of a struggle with that because there are different schools of thought on holidays as well that are outside of Islam. Another big one would be support. Reverts and converts, whatever term you want to use, they need support. They need a community. I've seen Muslims who don't have a strong community, and it's hard, you know? That's a place of learning for people, you know, learning how to pray is a huge thing. And if you don't have a community and a support group in a way, then it's hard. And, you know, typically you have a lot of questions. It's a huge life change and transition. So having support and having it consistently is so important. I've read articles about how Muslims sometimes who have converted lose that support down the road. You know, they were really supported in the beginning, and then all of a sudden everyone disappeared, and then it's 10 years later and they're really struggling with their faith, and sometimes they leave their religion. Personally, I can't imagine leaving the religion. I can't even imagine taking my hijab off. And I've told myself, you know, I can't live somewhere where there's not a mosque. Alhamdulillah, I live somewhere where there's lots of Muslims now. I grew up in a place where there weren't, and I've been living there all of my life. And so moving here has been a huge change already, and it's so nice. So please, if you're out there and you're a born Muslim, help a convert out. Helping a convert out, especially during the holidays, is so important. They might not have someone to share Ramadan and Eid with. They may be fasting alone, breaking their fast alone, having iftar alone, things like that. So if you can include them, whether it be an event at the mosque or even bringing them into your own home. I was really blessed to have friends who welcomed me into their home for holidays. The last thing I think I'm going to touch on is the hijab. So I've been criticized for my hijab before, maybe the way I wear it. People are like, oh, you're not Muslim if you wear it improperly. You know, if you show your neck, you show any hair, and you know, we're out here doing our best. It's hot in the summertime, so it's a huge struggle to even just wear modest clothes sometimes, you know, when it's hot, wearing long sleeves and being completely covered. It's all holding in the heat. And then I myself love to run. So I've gone through different athletic hijabs and even wearing jersey hijabs while running and things like that. And honestly, in the US, I found it very difficult to find modest clothing just at the stores. And it gets a little frustrating. I've learned to layer and things like that. I've done a lot of online shopping. So maybe in some later videos, I can share with you guys some like athletic hijabs and other modest clothing tips that I found help me. So I touched on some basic struggles a revert might have. Just in case somebody out there is a revert and they're struggling, know that you're not alone. And if you are a born Muslim, please reach out to those newer Muslims. You know, people tend to, you know, ask about your revert story. Some people aren't comfortable telling it. I like to think that I'm a pretty open book. I enjoy telling my story. If people find it inspiring and they need just something uplifting, I think it's nice to know when someone converts. But people need people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I do plan on making more. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.